We're going to start our skirt. Unless you have a serger so that you could serge the sides, we're going to be doing a French seam. If you have a serger, just go ahead and serge up the sides and sew them at a 5/8 seam allowance. If you don't have a serger, we're going to do this French seam. So I've laid out the skirt front. You can tell it's the front because it has that little triangle dip up at the top. So that is the skirt front. We're going to put the two backs on it, matching wrong sides to wrong sides. So your pretty side should be facing out, which is weird, but that's what happens with a French seam. There should be a triangle, whether they cut it out or going in, that will tell you that it's the center back. So we're going to want the side, which will be the other side, to match up to the side of the front. And you'll do that with both sides of the fabric and get it all pinned. All right, we've got it all pinned. Your two center backs with the triangles should be open and free. And then the point of the skirt front should be right in this middle. This one, remember, you want the wrong sides pinned together, so that the outside part of the skirt, the pretty side, is going to be showing on both sides for this first one. We are going to go ahead and take it over, and we're going to be sewing it at just a 1/4 inch seam allowance or just right up against the edge of your presser foot. So get it in there just like that, and you're good to go. Backstitch on both ends. After you've done the first side, you're going to go ahead and cut away. Mine's a jagged cut, gross. But you're going to go ahead and cut away just a little bit of that seam, so that when we flip it, none of this seam will poke out. Alrighty, once those edges are trimmed down, even if they're jagged, that's totally fine. We're going to flip it. If your seam is having a hard time going really easily, you could always press it open, and that helps a lot. And then we're going to get the seam right on our fold, and pin it once again all the way up, all the way down. This should be the right sides together, and then the inside should be on the outside. So even if you just pull it open and press on this seam, it doesn't even have to be precise or that long, but just like pull it open at the seams like this and press along it. It's going to make that folding over and getting the seam on the edge a lot easier, and you'll probably have to play with it a lot less if you just press it open first. Okie doke. And then once it is all pinned with that seam on the fold, you're just going to go ahead and get it at that 1/4 inch seam allowance, backstitch on both ends, and sew it all the way up. Alrighty, and then the last thing you're going to do for your French seam is split it open on your ironing board and press it over to one side. That makes for a really pretty inside and a really pretty outside. So your French seams should be on the inside of your fabric, and then the outside of your fabric will just have a really pretty seam as well. You're going to be doing this to both sides of your skirt. There's French seam.